Hey guys, this is Crispy from 4Player Network here at PAX East 2014. I'm standing next to Bob Webb taking a look at Tetropolis. Hey, how's it going, Bob?
Going pretty good.
Hey, why don't you tell us a little bit about Tetropolis first off?
So Tetropolis is a Tetroidvania, mashup of like falling block puzzle genre meets to Metroid, Castlevania. And it's, as you can see, it's a puzzle platformer, but it's all themed around like a falling block puzzle game. You play as a Tetromino. You have abilities as you go through the world. You'll be able to pick up different shapes you get, and you can morph into different shapes. Each shape has its own abilities you can get. It's metered out like a Metroidvania, where you have gated progression with abilities and get to different areas later on. Kind of unlock secrets that way. And on top of all that is the map is all made of these puzzle block pieces, and these puzzle block pieces can be rearranged, so you can create new pathways through the world. It's all real-time physics, so as you actually change the world, the objects in those rooms are going to react in real time. So we have puzzles based on that, where we can move objects from one room to the next, connecting rooms in specific ways to have certain machinery work, or if there's some kind of flowing water through the rooms, kind of crazy things like that.
Well, that's crazy. So the whole Tetris shtick kind of prevails through the whole game, and not just the character.
Very pervasive. It's it's everywhere.
That's pretty cool. So this build right here, this is the most recent build we're looking at?
Yes, this is and all this part right here is actually brand new as of 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice. So. Still shiny. And how many different shapes are available right now?
In this demo, there's only the two, just
okay.
the square and the line. But we do have there's a radial menu when you depress the triggers to change shape. Time slows down. You get a little menu that pops up, and it's mapped. All the shapes are mapped to the face button. So if you know which shape you want to change into, you can do really quick, just snap right into it. Otherwise, you can hold the button and then just press the shape. Like if you want to look at the menu between the 4 different shapes, aside from the square. So there's 5 total.
That's really cool. So then I assume all the different Tetris shapes that we're familiar with are going to be in the game, and
no duplicates. So we're not doing S and Z.
Oh yeah,
that would be stupid.
Right? Yeah. So then these shapes all have different abilities, and does that play into the platforming of it?
Yeah. So there's we're working on having because there's going to be some degree of backtracking and traversing the world in different ways. We wanted the shapes to kind of allow the player to have a more more access to be able to move around the world faster and better. So we have with the square, we have the Goomba Stomp, the slam. That's kind of your general utility ability, allows you to break through doors, weak objects as well as damage enemies. Then the spring ability is tied to the line piece, so you can do a super jump. We also have things like a grapple with the T-block, so you'll be able to spring up, change into a T-block, grapple up on something. So you can actually do these really cool chaining of the different shapes, transitions, and the abilities.
So then the big focus here is the platforming. Is there combat in the game?
There's enemies and there's combat, but it's not like you have a gun and you're shooting things.
It's not like Dark Souls or
no.
Dark Souls with
right
Tetris pieces. Yeah. Sword and shield.
Yeah.
Very cool. And oh wow, we just saw a guy move the room around.
Yeah, that's the intro sequence. It's kind of the introduction to the fact that the world is not static. The rooms are all dynamic, so they can be moved around and shifted around and everything.
That is really cool. So, and then, like you were saying, that plays into a lot of the puzzle-solving mechanics of moving different things around the world.
Right. I mean, there's the generic get from point A to B to build a pathway to get there. But we also have things like we're playing with boss fights. So we have bosses that are a lot larger than the player. They still have to fit in the rooms, so they can't be too large.
Right.
But also with how you connect the rooms to the boss room, you might affect the fight in certain ways.
Oh, so you can approach the boss from different angles to get...
You may have a resource because you connected a specific room in a specific order to that boss room.
That is really cool.
So we're playing with fluid dynamics. We may have water flow into that boss room, whereas if you didn't connect it the right way, the water wouldn't be there.
Oh,
and that might change things by shorting out machinery, stopping certain enemies from spawning, or it might lift up platforms that weren't there.
Very cool. Yeah. And how close to release are you guys? What's the release schedule looking like?
So right now we're planning tentatively for early next year, kind of spring next year. A lot of that depends on if we do kickstarting in the summer, how much funding we have, how long we can make the game, because I'm the only one that's actually full-time on it. So
Right.
a lot of it kind of depends on how much time my other teammates can actually dedicate to it.
Okay, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, it looks really neat. I mean, we were messing around with it a little bit before. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, I can't wait to see where this goes. This is great.
Yeah,
Anything
thanks.
else you'd like to say?
No. I'm tired.
Well, thanks a lot, Bob.
Yeah, it's good talking to you.
Have a good one.
You too.